Holy crap! Guys, we got ourselves a big best of 5 that is going to be kicking off with a bang. What the hell is this? Lambo comes down, he's like, cool, I'm not being blocked. Little does he realize he's being proxied. What the hell is going on, guys? Astrea in the bottom right of this match, opening up with a giant cheese up against Lambo. Lambo just qualified. This is a semi-final, so he just got to the semi in this weekly cup, got himself 2 points. Does he know about this? He does not. He has no idea. And this is a proxy zealot into adept stalker rush of some sorts. And he's going to build shield batteries there as well. I think this is already, is this completely walled in? Guys, I think he might have that ramp completely walled in. Oh, that's actually insane. This is actually wild. Astrea is doing a savage all-in now. Astrea just took out Trap with a really dirty build as well. I mean, this is insane. What is this build? Okay, probe hanging around. Got the gateways there as well. Okay, this is messy. I'm gonna put my apple down there. Munching on an apple, hoping to get a bit of a snack in. I was like, yeah, it'll be a slow early game as EVP. I mean, Lambo is about to find out, guys. Let's go to Lambo's camera. He's like, what? What? Lambo is like, are you serious, bro? And look at that, a pylon goes down there because he wants to build shield batteries up here in the natural as well. He's going to try and build spines on the low ground. Now, Astrea, is he going to... Oh, look at this. Notice he's got he's going to surround the Zerglings. That's what this is. The pylon, the probe, and the zealot will surround the Zerglings as they pop, if that's positioned. Now, I think the Zerglings are going to be trapped. Yeah, look, at least one of the Zerglings gets surrounded. The other one almost dies. First spine crawl is already being cancelled here. And look at that, he creates a choke point for his zealots to fight in as well, where it's hard to surround them. Now, the drones do get a bit of a surround, but that's 4 zealots. 4 zealots, that's a very good force. And notice Astrea, he's trying to pull back and he keeps the zealots from being surrounded. This is an insane cheese from Astrea coming out. A dirty all-in. And Lambo is in big trouble. The adepts are already coming in behind this. Once those are out, things are going to be problematic. There's a shield battery going up. Another couple of workers go down. He wants to click that drone, I think. He's going to try and get back to the shield batteries. And he does pull back. There we go. Okay. The zealots are healing up now, but there's 2 spines ready. So he's got a shade into the main. Now, there's only 10 drones left. So the thing is, oh, he's accidentally rallied to the natural 3 probes. That's a bit of a mistake. If he can get even 2 or 3 drones, that could be game over, man. It's already 10 drones versus 23 probes. Astrea's macro leaving something to be desired behind this. Obviously hasn't practiced this build all that much, I would say. The adepts thinking about shading. And they do start to take a lot of damage from these queens, man. And he's going to try and gather up at the front. The spine will move forward. Astrea is losing these adepts. He's not killing any more guys right now. Okay, this is turning really south for him. So that adept in front of the wall is going to fight with the adept guarding it from behind the wall. The other adept goes down. And I think he could have got a bit more damage done. Now, that being said, Astrea's got a good economic lead. Ling speed starts for Lambo. Now, this adept's going to try and shade on into the main base. The Zerglings are chasing it. And does he just recall this to keep it alive? Oh, he's going to try and run the gauntlet, but no way. No way to get through there. He's going to try and make a sentry, funnily enough. So I guess that's for follow-up scouting and also to rally home for safety. He's going to build 2 more gateways at home. And Lambo going to have to ask for a quick pause here. Dude, this is so savage. Just had a bit of lag. So you can just type into your chat to test that. Queen, Zerglings, and Spines doing well. Sentry there as well. Zergling's going to try and pull back. We've got 13 drones up there, 4 drones in the main. And creep's starting to spread forward. And this is going to get cleared out. So what tech do we see behind it? It looks like, oh, he cancelled the gateway because it was blocking his probe. Pulls the probe back, builds a robo. So it's going to be a gateway, a robo, and another gate. So 2-gate robo behind this. Does recall the sentries home. Sentry and the adept. And should be solid behind this. So 30 probes versus 21 drones. I mean, this is a good advantage. I don't think this is game over. Just because you look at it and you've got to say, well, what's the follow-up for Astrea? I mean, there's nothing too sharp about it. I think Astrea, because his tech is so late, he basically has to go for a 3rd base and just play economic. And he's got hallucinations. He says, oh yeah, he's droning. He's not really mining gas. I mean, these are good things to know. If he doesn't know about Ling speed being finished. Though if he clicked the gas geyser, he could surmise that. He could say, yeah, he's mined just over 100 gas and then pulled off. So he's probably got Ling speed. He sees it now. He's going to go for a warp prism. So a warp prism could use that to help clear the high ground vision. Robo Bay's on the way as well. And you know what? Off of an advantage in the early game, you could do a few nice things. Now, 3 sentries don't do the most damage. But look at that. Stacked together, not too bad. You can drop those sentries on the low ground. And they will get that Overlord kill. Denies the opponent's vision. And then he's going to unload the sentries behind the wall, put the Adepts inside the prism, and he's going to go use that as his just very flexible little harassment force. 2 Adepts and a Warp Prism. There we go. Just to shuffle them around a little bit to get that right, but it is on the way. I do think you want to go for a third base. Lambo is not able to push you, and I'd love to see this third up here. I think Protoss players often go for that third, but I think this third up here is probably a bit easier to defend. I don't really know. I feel like they're both kind of stretched out and hard to defend, but we'll see what happens. 2 Adepts do walk on in. The work account's been tied up for Lambo, but remember, he does not have an Evo chamber or a lair started, as Roachhorn's about to finish. He's only on 2 queens, about to go up to 4. I do like this. Just even picking off the creep here, it's one of the few things Lambo has going for him from this early game is, hey, I got a few tumors started. And Astrea's like, well, I'm going to push that right on back, buddy. First Disruptor's on the way. I would not be surprised to see a Colossus behind that. He's just going to do a 2-base all-in. Now, if there's one thing that Lambo could clue onto and survive, that's it. Because you're not even pretending to take a third right now. And that's I would argue, the weakness of what Astrea is doing, is that he's kind of forecasting what he's up to well ahead of time. Oh, okay. So yeah, not the best execution of that. He's going to send the Adepts home now, go for the Disruptor drop, but I'd love to see him move out and at least pretend to build a pylon at the third base. Anything to try and trick Lambo into thinking, I'm going to need more drones. Because as it is, if Lambo can simplify the game to what he's doing right now, which is I've got 4 gases, 51 drones, I'm going to do nothing but make Roaches, Ravagers, Zerglings, and I've just got to defend the push. And that's my win condition. I don't actually need more than 50 drones, barely more than 2 bases of drones. But if I just pump units off that and survive this push, I'll be good. And with a Colossus on the way, he's already got an Immortal, a few sentries, and now the double Disruptor. That's definitely a potential win condition for Lambo he could pull off, because Astrea, as cool as his build is, it's a very powerful timing push. It is something that has been foreshadowed and forecast for a long time. Oh, the Prism. Okay. A couple of units died there. I think a Roach and a couple of Zerglings. The Zerglings actually died to the Corrosive Bile, I believe, there. I think he had to cancel one of his Disruptor shots and pick them up. One of the Disruptors took a little bit of damage, but it's not too much to be worried about. And look at this guy's Lambo, very wise. He knows what position he's in. He's going Roach speed. He says, look, you've gone Disruptors. That's so often a big 2-base push. And I'm just going to assume that's the case. And there we go. Disruptors coming in. Gets a few Zerglings. Not bad. Wastes a bit of mining time. It's no big direct damage, but now he's going to rejoin that with his army. Army's on the north side. Does he wall off at home? Yeah, he full walled. Very smart. Very smart of him to full wall. Zerglings on the backside. Observer comes forward. He's going to try and just basically force field and Disruptor this army to pieces. He looks for the Disruptor drop. Didn't quite have it ready just yet. Oh, he says, hey, you're morphing Ravagers. You can't dodge. And actually, I think they finished morphing, so he didn't even get the money back. Whereas if that got cancelled while morphing, it would have been a 75% return. Look at that big Adept warp in to kind of force field that. Those guys should come across, and he should just re-wall this with a gateway, I would argue, rather than a pylon. Oh, he's going to actually take a third. So Astrea's going to take a third base while building more Disruptors here. This is fascinating. So he said, well, look, he's got Spines and Ravagers and Lings. I can't do this, but I'm going to go Forge Twilight. I'm going to progress to the next step. I'm going to make it look like a macro game now. And I mean, Lambo's going to hold that drone key down because he doesn't feel great with this economy either. He knows this is a higher tier army for Protoss. Colossus, Disruptors, Force Fields, all that stuff. So he's going to feel a bit of pressure. Now, 3 drones die to a Disruptor shot there. That's going to keep chipping away at him. You can already see in the units lost up, of course, it is in the favor of the Protoss player, despite having committed so much to that early rush. And we're going to be locked in just kind of a protracted sort of early/mid game for a while. Up to 8 gateways, 9 gateways even. 5, 6 entries. Wow. He's going to split some Adepts off, looking for a potential shade into the 3rd mineral line, I believe. But good vision from Lambo. I mean, Lambo's management of handling what's going on, really on point here. And I got to say, a good choice of opening by Astrea, because he's avoided the Stargate versus Queen walk, which is really Lambo's specialty. He's one of the best in the world at it. Ooh, not bad. Takes a bit more damage on the Disruptor, but gets a few Zerglings, and that does all add up. And look at this, equal worker count. You've got a third. You can transfer workers out of your main. You've got your +1, your blink, your Viagra upgrade for the Colossus. There's no corruptors out just yet. Now, Colossus wreck Zerglings, but they don't do that good versus the Roach Ravager. So if they can just kind of smash the Zerglings down, that'll be great. Not that good versus the other units though. Oh, look at that, he's trying to come from the high ground. Bit of a surprise. Lambo reacts quickly though. The observer there, of course, trying to give him the forward warning. Ooh. Oh, not bad, man. A lot of Zerglings. 68 Lings have died this game, just one short of that magic 69 count that he really wants. And Blink is going to be up. I think he's just going to go mass Blink Stalker from here. Stalkers do just fine versus Roach Ravager. If he's stuck maxed on Roach Ravager, and you're at like 180 supply of Stalker, Colossus, Sentries, Immortals, all that stuff, that's great. Oh! Oh my god, brings it up to 82. So another 13 Zerglings go down there. And he's got 2 Zealots guarding the Watchtower as well. Astrea says, yeah. I mean, you can take it off me, but you'll lose a few Zerglings doing it. Gets a couple of them. Hallucinations trying to see everything. And I think he saw it, right? Yeah, he saw the infestation pit. He sees no Spire. He sees that there's no drones on the 4th. And I think, honestly, Astrea's saying, cool, you don't have any big surprise maneuver coming in right now. I'm going to push you. And I feel like for Lambo, you kind of want to shove 20 roaches in here the moment he moves out. But Astrea seems to be aware of that. He's got disruptors and batteries waiting. His army's here. I mean, Lambo wants to go for a max Roach Ravager push. Astrea's got the army to deal with this. Look at that. Great disruptor shot to start things off. That one's bad. That's a really bad disruptor shot. Not only because it kills its Stalker, but he's just wasting it before he needs to. He can wait for Lambo to commit before he throws these balls out. So Astrea being way too over-eager with his disruptor shots, I don't think it matters. I think his army is honestly might be able to beat Lambo's army on Lambo's side of the map, but on his side of the map with the battery, the force fields, the defense, that's a crushing hold for Astrea, who just puts the fear in his opponent, makes him commit to mass basic army, and then just backs off, goes to the next step, and at a certain point, Lambo runs into the supply cap dilemma and has to attack. GG. Nice game 1 for Astrea. All right, everybody, we're going to go into game 2. Going from the most aggressive opening to the greediest. Swapping from proxy 2 gates in his opponent's natural to an Nexus first. God, he's a nightmare to play against. This is Astrea. He's bringing the American circus to Germany right now. Well, it's the American Weekly Cup, actually, so it's good to have an American here repping and kicking butt, but of course, Astrea's already qualified for the top stage there of the of the World Championship Finals. He's already going to be playing in the group stage. Lambo, on the other hand, he's on the cusp of it. Did make it here to the semi-final, puts himself through there. I'm not sure if Showtime made it to the semi-finals. If Showtime did, they're still tied, but as long as they're tied, Lambo is ahead because he has more global points from that great performance in the next tournament this year. And of course, he's going to scout in a moment and seeing 2 gateways. He should be realizing, oh, you've Nexus first. You greedy, greedy lad. Now, something you can do here as Lambo is basically just not even bother starting link speed on time. The thing is, I think you still want to do it because he's not doing an exceptionally fast link speed. Oh, actually, no. He's mining 100 pretty early. So I think he still starts it because you still know that there's going to be 2 adepts coming across. And actually, it's going to be faster than 1 adept normally hits you, right? Because they're building out of 2 separate gates. So even though it's Nexus first, I'm pretty sure the double adept pressure hits earlier just because he commits to 2 gateways. The thing that Astrea loses here is his tech is much later. Notice he's only got 2 workers on each cast, and he's actually already rallying to the minerals and the natural, so he's really focusing on the minerals. Double chrono to get those adepts out. And so the quick link speed here for Lambo, a very good choice. He's going to have that ready in just about 50 seconds, so about 3 minutes 30, maybe 3:25 potentially. There we go, double adept, and then another adept and a stalker coming out after that. So he's going to go across the map, see what he can see. And behind this, we will see the tech choice for Astrea. Now, he's playing a 3rd base really early. Oh, he's doing his 3rd base build, guys. Notice he's only got 1 on gas. So he's actually going to move out and take a 3rd any moment now. He's going to have a 3rd base started by 3 minutes 30. Keep an eye on it. Oh, he's doing an all-in. It's a gateway all-in. He's literally just gonna proxy a gateway up there, maybe even. Or he's gonna do at least a big adept attack off this. Wow, and the Stalker's gonna push this Overlord back. The Overlord's like assuming there's probably Twilight, maybe Stargate up there. Probably Twilight, since it's been 2 gate adept into a Stalker. And look at this, he's got a probe up there as well. Now, Astrea, it's maybe not an all-in. Maybe he goes 4-gate Adept, but he still gets the third up incredibly early. Wow. And he realizes gas is just not that important if you skip your tech. So he's going up at an insane scale. He's already ahead 5 workers, the third base finishing for Lambo. Lambo's still building like 5-6 queens. And he's playing safe as if an Oracle could fly in. And Astrea's like, that's fine, buddy. I'm going to kick your butt. Now look at this. So as he gets on supply blocked here, Astrea, as these pylons kick in, he's going to warp in 4 Adepts up there, and then another 4 Adepts. It's going to be a surprise 8 Adept attack at 5 minutes. Super cool maneuver. As I say that, he warps in the Adepts at home. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Now that's 8 Adepts coming forward. No glaives on those, but he's going to try and force a big reaction nonetheless. Behind this, double Stargate goes down for Astrea. Or is it Twilight Forge? Double Stargate, Twilight Forge. I think Twilight Forge, actually. I think he'll go Blink. I think he'll play Blink behind this. It could be double Stargate. Like, you could actually go into Void Rays behind this. It's a really cute way of just swapping back and forth, but gets a creep tumor. Doesn't quite get the queen. He sees a lot of Zerglings, so he's got to play it safe. He's got to get out of there. He could get surrounded otherwise. And 2 Adepts going to come in from the left at the same time. Actually, make it 3, 4, 5 Adepts on the left side. Still no tech behind this. Astrea. Double Stargate! He's doing the double Stargate. Oh my god, what a cheeky bugger, man. He might even go Phoenix, but I actually prefer Void Rays in this scenario, especially because the Adepts are getting surrounded. So they are going to get cleaned up. It's almost pure Zergling right now. Lambo's realizing, hey, this is not Glaive Adepts. These are Pleb Adepts. These don't have that giant 45% attack speed upgrade. So it's much less of a commitment for Astrea, even though he's built so many Adepts. And actually 3 Stargates and +1. Yeah, wow. So it's going to be a massive air switch. And like I said, I like Void Rays. Phoenix could work for sure. Definitely could work. It's an option. In terms of the economy, Lambo's slightly behind. You can see here, he's down a couple of workers. The third base has already got a battery up. Gas is going up on it as well. And I don't think Lambo has any sort of queen walk timing, right? He's only got 3 queens. He's going to try and drop a 4th and catch up in that economy. And it is indeed going to be Phoenix from Astrea. So he wants the very mobile harassment unit. And the thing is, he's going to not show it till he's about 8. They're going to dive in. If they can kill enough queens, drones, overlords, they can just put Lambo back in the Stone Age. And that would be such a rough start to this best of 5 for Lambo. Depth Shade's on back. Roach Speed is on the way. He's already up to 2 Phoenix, 3 of them building, and he's triple chronoing. Forge and Twilight goes down behind it, so he's not playing full air. Astrea plans on adding Archons and Charge Zealots behind this. Overseer does scout the pylon in the top left. Lambo should be cleaning that up in a moment. But it's only about 20 seconds till these Phoenix show themselves. As these next 3 Phoenix pop out, that's going to be the 8 Phoenix we talked about. That's when you fly across, and guess what, guys? What's the anti-air? 4 queens, no spore crawlers. There's overlords all out in the open with no overlord speed. Easy pickings. He won't go for those straight away. He'll probably go for the queens, then the drones, then the overlords in that order. And look at this. Here we go. He's not even waiting for these last 3 Phoenix. They're just going to rally across. You can see the rally point on those Stargates onto the Phoenix. And here we go. He's going to dive on in, goes for an overlord. He does actually just go for an overlord. There's no spores here, buddy. Get in there, kill the queens, kill the drones, kill it all. Kill it all, man. And look at that. Picking off drones, picking off overlords. I mean, this is beautiful, beautiful damage here in Lambo. His economy kind of sucks right now. I wouldn't mind a Void Ray or 2. Obviously, you don't have much on the ground. So he's going to try and use his Phoenix to defend against the Roachling. Now, Lambo realizes, look, you've probably got enough to defend that. And indeed, he does. The Adepts plus Shield Battery Overcharge, you're not going to get through that. But he does pull the Phoenix back momentarily by doing that. And now the Phoenix could continue their onslaught. Lambo realizes his real danger here is losing too many workers. So to counter the Phoenix, he is making, yes, he's making some spores at each base, 2 to 3 spores, but he's making 1 billion drones because he knows he's going to lose so many. He knows the Phoenix can dive here, and they're going to kill at least another 20 to 30 drones this game. So assuming that, he's going to be cool. Now, he panicked. Astrea thought this was a Roach commitment as well. He leaves the Overlord on the high ground as well, which is a big mistake. He recalls, thought it was literally a Zergling backstab. His Adepts could have dealt with that just fine. He could have warped in. So I think Astrea may be being a little too cautious here. And Lambo is playing insane greed because he realizes, hey, I should be losing 30 more workers. That's going to put me back at 50, 60. Keep building drones, overbuild drones, overbuild drones, overbuild drones. He knows he's not going to get out 4 or 5 Hydras. That's not going to stop the Phoenix. They're still going to be kicking his ass. The Adepts are here, and Charge is about to kick in. A giant attack coming in for Astrea. Charge finishes in 2 seconds, and that's going to be just a giant, giant attack. The Phoenix looking to pick up the Ravagers would be huge. The Hydras, he could just go in there. Oh, there is a Sporkle. I didn't see that. Okay, I'm blind. But still would love to see him just, yeah, pick up the Ravages, take them out. The Zealots and the Adepts already getting 9 workers here. And this Phoenix starting to pick up some Overlords. The Spores are moving down here. He's going to try and just lure this Roach Ravager Zergling into the open, but already some good damage for Astrea. He's got a 4th base up there. He doesn't have the worker advantage anymore, and Lambo does have a Hive and a Lurker. Like, Lambo knows that this is a really low-tier shit army for Astrea. If he can get Lurkers, Vipers for Parasitic Bomb on the Phoenix, Lurkers to deal with the Zealots on the ground, like, his army's better. Astrea's using basic units, so Astrea needs to keep the momentum going, and I think, honestly, he gave up way too much momentum with the recall to the point where this game's a lot closer than it should be. I think his tactics was such a surprise to Lambo that he should be absolutely dominating at this point. And he's not. He's winning. I would still argue he's winning. But I think he should honestly have the game pretty much in the bag as it is. Gets a lot of Hydras and Queens here. Wow. Okay, still so much damage stacking up, man. All the Queens going down. There's only 1 Queen left. He's just camping this rally point. I told you, 4 or 5 Hydras ain't going to stop a big pack of Phoenix. They're always going to find a way, and the Spores are trying to shuffle over here to defend this area. Look at that. He's just finding drones left, right, and center. The 4th base is up. He's on a giant Zealot Archon army. Storm coming in behind it. Doesn't have any High Templar gathering energy, so a small mistake there for Astrea. You want to warp in those High Templar earlier, so they've got a lot of time to gather energy in. There we go. He's going to go for that now. So he's going to try and push before Lambo can get his army back up. Of course, Lambo's been behind on income, behind on supply all game, and Astrea keeps on finding damage with these kind of... They're not the best units in a big frontal fight, but he keeps catching Lambo unprepared and doing the damage. Ooh, Bile does come in. The Phoenix coming over as well. The Phoenix are going to try and pick up a few of those big units, but that's a lot of Roach Hydra. And with no Psystorm in here, the Archons just aren't that effective against this. Really bad to be retreating against this army. He loses 3 Archons there. Ooh, actually, the last Archon didn't go down. Oh, Zealots are in the main. Oh, no Lurker upgrades for you. Oh, and he's not even able to get the Hydra upgrade either, I think. He's already got Muscular Augments, but he's going to lose Grooved Spines. So Lurker and Hydra go down. Lambo tries to snipe the Prism, doesn't quite get it. This is so frustrating for him. The Phoenix on the left, they're going to dive in as well. Pick off a few more drones. Astrea is all over this game in this series, and he is looking to start off with a 2-0 advantage. That being said, Lambo still has a large army. Where is the Psystorm? Okay, it's starting to gather up energy. They don't have a Storm yet. And you know what, guys? Lambo's got a big Roach Hydra army. And you know what? Astrea's army does not beat Roach Hydra. It's lots of Adepts, lots of Zealots. He's going to start a Fleet Beacon. I mean, he's traded really well this game, of course, but there's like 1 Lurker with no upgrades. Biles will take out a bit of the hit points there. Oh, big juicy Psystorms. Great Psystorms coming in all over those Roaches. Good fight there for Astrea. Now remember, as long as Astrea has detection... Oh shit, Zealots on the left. He can just pick the Lurkers up out of the ground. So those Phoenix are actually really good at dealing with medium numbers of Lurkers. And that hatchery, 7 drones go down. The Zealots will still get it. Look at that. Just barely survives. Oh my, 21 hit points remain. And it does survive. 4 Immortals, 4 Archons, 5 High Templar with only 2 Psystorms between them. Going to be a while before they get more Psystorms. About a minute. And then that will go from 2 up to 7 Psystorms. As it is, Astrea coming on in. And he's going to just pick up a Morphing Lurker. Gets 1, gets 2, gets 3. Oh, great value here. The Biles going to do a little bit of damage. Just going to go after the Queens, but a bit too much anti-air at this point. Does back off. Big army on the right side, though. Zealot Archon Immortal once again up in Lambo's grill. And Lambo, he's got lower tier army trying to defend more of a higher tier army. I mean, this is an impossible scenario. Even the Adepts, like, Astrea's like, get rid of these units. They're so bad. I need to just throw them away at this point. They're going to kill the hatchery and maybe kill a few drones as well before they go down. Big Roach Ravager counterattack coming in there for Lambo. And, okay, he's going to go for the Phoenix there. Ooh. Nexus is going to fall. 5th base does go down. Back to 4 bases for Astrea, but he's up on 75 workers versus a 55 worker Zerg player. So this is basically Lambo trying desperately to find value with Roach Hydra. He's trying to restart his Lurker upgrades right now. Remember that his Hydras don't have their range upgrades, so he's not even got good Hydras at this point. And I don't think he's rebuilt. Okay, he has rebuilt his Hydra Den. But, excuse me guys, +2 carriers coming out. And that is huge. +2 carriers are going to slay. There is +3 attack for the Zerg. He's adding Carapace, but that's not going to be ready for these first few carriers. And I think it's time for Astrea to just do a mixed Mixed arms kind of push here. Bit of ground, bit of air, bit of splash damage, bit of basic units with the zealots mixed in. It's just a real complicated army for Lambo to deal with when he's stuck on mostly roaches and ravagers. A few more hydras trying to come in. He's trying to re-add that groove spines upgrade. Oh, nice biles. Damages the carrier and the immortals. Oh, juicy storm gets a full second of damage off on those roaches and ravagers though. Oracle's being used as budget detection right now. Doesn't even stop to clear up the active tumor. He's like, nah, I just want to kill you, dude. That's a lot of lurkers though. That is a lot of lurkers. So he's going to try and not attack up a choke point where he dies to the spines. Zealot split to the left, army to the right. Counter-attack of Roach Ravager comes in. These zealots getting their butts kicked. And look at that, the lurkers defending. The zealots pull back to the cannons. He's going to need to overcharge. Where's the overcharge, buddy? Nice micro by Lambo. And some zealots did run in the left side. Lambo taking a great trade with this Roach Ravager. He's killing a lot of zealots, clearing the cannons out, forcing more and more warp ins as well as the battery overcharge. And Astrea, he's got to keep killing these bases. He's got to keep this momentum going as he improves his army. And I think a Warp Prism in the main would probably be the killing blow. Warp Prism is on the way. He's going to recall some of these units. And you kind of, that's a nice maneuver where you recall part of your army and the other part runs home. And it's almost like an automatic sandwich. Where it's like, how are you going to get home, man? How are you going to get home? Half my army's walking back, half is recalled. So I'm literally recalling a surround onto your army. But Lambo is going to strike down that left side. 28 Hydras going to make mincemeat out of 3 carriers of interceptors as long as they can avoid the Psy Storms. 7 Immortals, 3 Oracles with detection, 5 High Templars for Storm. And I think Astrea makes a really smart call. He says, look, if I take a bad fight into Lurkers, that's the one way I could lose this game. I'm just going to go around. And go around he does. Overlords. Even those Overlord kills are very valuable right now. But where's the detection? Watch out for those Lurkers, bud. Observer does come in from behind. He starts to see what he's running into. Has lost his 4th base, has Astrea, but he evacuated his probes. Roach Warren falls as well. He's very afraid of this Lurker count. That is 12 Lurkers with all the upgrades. Remember, the Lurker is a siege tank with permanent stim back. It is a wildly powerful unit, especially once it has those upgrades up now. I think with the carrier and the zealots, he might be able to take this, but look at that, he's stuck. Oh no! Astrea Zealot's going to do jack all there, man, because the Lurker Splash just stacked up in a line on him. Oracles here as well. I mean, there should be no way for Lambo to win, but he's up 20 army supply, and he's finding fights when he should have no way of taking good fights. And look at this, almost gets a carrier kill there. Okay, these 3 Lurkers will get cleared up, but Lambo's going to try and use this as a distraction to get his army forward on the right. He gets a High Templar. A few good storms do come out though. Oh. And remember that Lambo's income sucks. So this is kind of a kill move. All Astrea needs to do is buy time. He's got a new 4th base mining. He's got Dark Templar in the mix. He's got carriers that are rebuilding their interceptor count. 5 carriers out, soon to be 7. And he says, cool, let's just break the left flank. Let's go down there. But I don't know if this is the best fight. Oh my god. Lambo getting an incredible engagement on the right side. His left side crumbles, but I don't know, man. I think it might be enough. There's not that many interceptors in this army. Wait, 2 more carriers coming down, and that might just be the critical mass. Is there a detection? There is. Those last 2 Lurkers will fall. There's still Immortal Archon on the ground, and Lambo, for a moment, I almost believed that he could do this, but right now we see dead Hydralisks floating up to the top of the ocean, and I think that tells you all you need to know about how this last fight went. Lambo comes in, finds that fully mining base with the Hydralisk, and he taps out Astrea with a 2-0 lead. Oh me, oh my. What a nasty series this has been. This Protoss player in the bottom right, Alpha X Astrea, showing some dirty moves so far. Some very clever strategies. Lots of tech switches. I love that as well with the 4-gate unupgraded Adept into triple Stargate Phoenix with +1. Super cool move. Now, it looks like he's left an opening on the bottom. I'm not sure if he has or not. I do not know. I think maybe no. I think he's planning to leave the opening here. His opponent in the top left, Lambo, needs to win the next 3 in a row if he wants to get to that finals and secure at least 5 EPT points, hoping for the Big 10. A lot of people say, what's EPT? It is literally the ESL Pro Tour, guys. This is an EPT, an ESL Weekly Open. I guess it's more a Weekly Open is the technical term, ESL Weekly Open, but the ESL Pro Tour, the EPT, is the main circuit that StarCraft revolves around, starting in 2020, and of course continuing now as we wrap up the 2021 season. World Championships will be held in February, March 2022 for the 2021 season. And you get points as well as $800 US in these weekly cups.
Man.
So lots of stuff on the line. Big thanks, Bobby, for the gifted sub. What's up, mate? Over to Repetitive Beats. Welcome, Repetitive Beats. Thank you for the love, guys. We've still got 2 more weekly cuts with points after this before everything's locked in. But Lambo and Showtime are fighting very hard. Neither of them qualified for the last chance tournament, and both of them are fighting for that last EU spot straight into the play-in stage. Into the group stage, sorry, the main stage. The other player, the losing player of the two, goes to the play-in stage where you have to fight, I think it's 14 or 16 players fighting for only 4 spots. And they're all insanely good players. So we usually have at least 1 or 2 players from there who ends up doing really, really well. Getting like semi-finals, sometimes 2 players from there in the quarterfinals. So getting out of those open brackets, that play-in stage, it's nearly impossible. It's so hard. You need to be so damned good. So every single point here does matter. We had a question regarding how do you get a character on screen? You've got to get a character on screen, you basically just got to be a sub. Whenever you're active in chat, your character will be there. And you can change what character you have and do some fun things with it if you're watching live on the stream. But we don't show it during the game because I don't want this to become one of those streams. There's a lot of streamers out there who fall into this trap, and I'm always surprised by how successful they are. But I really think it curtails their growth in the long run, which is they find a fun little gimmick on the stream, like a little mechanic or a little side game that gets viewers engaged. And it gets a few people super engaged, kind of like a mobile game. It like hooks people in. They're like, oh, I'm getting special points or something. And I always try and avoid that becoming a central part of the stream, because I think at a certain point, any person who's just joined your stream is going to be super turned off at that point. Because they're like, aren't you meant to be casting Starcraft or playing a game or talking? Instead, you're just basically playing some meaningless, like, you know, little version of like Minesweeper or whatever silly thing it is. And it's just some people really value the interaction from that. And you might get a few whales from it, giving you cash or whatever. But I think at the end of the day, it really stops you from reaching a bigger audience as a streamer or a content creator, you know? So something I do try to be wary of. We try to make sure that's not too invasive. Speaking of invasive, Voidray on the left, 2 adepts on the right. He's already picked off 2 drones with that first adept, and that was a big amount of damage. He's going to get another drone here. Oh, beautifully timed Spore Trick. Remember, there is a ping advantage for Astrea. This is North American Cup. He gets that server advantage. But an Overlord Sniper, valuable one. And that's what reminds Lambo, you got to keep those Overlords in between the bases. You can't just sit them over the Spore. If they're even slightly to the side, it's a problem. And then another couple of drones go down. Man, the Oracle's going to slide in behind this. There's 2 queens there. Goes in the main, could find some damage. This is a great start for Astrea, who's already got that 3rd base about to finish. And he's going to go Twilight Forge. So we're going to see Blink +1 and Stalker Sentry defense. A few more drones, 2 more drones go down there from that Oracle. I do think the main was a little more exposed because no Spore, only 2 queens. But he finds damage, and that's all that matters. We can see everything he can't. Astrea's got to make a best guess about what his entry point will be. And look at that, another drone. Man, Lambo's got to be triggered at this point, guys. His Rotor and his extra gases are not that early right now. He doesn't really have a fast Queen Walk timing available to him. He's forced to hold down that drone key, and there's a DT Shrine coming down as well. So, oh, it's going to be Charge. Really? Charge Immortal. So we're going to see an Immortal Charge Blot Storm style for Astrea. I would argue he could still swap into Blink behind it, but I doubt it. If you open Charge, you're not really going to be able to get that Blink Stalk and map control and pressure that you'd normally be looking for. I'd love to see the Void Ray pick off some tumors here. Of course, Astrea's been so active, and he's active with the Oracle. He can't do everything at once. Comes forward for a moment, and it's like, ah, shit, they already got the spread off. Lambo wants to take this top base and break those rocks down. Oh, very cool. Okay, so he's just going to take this top side of the map, set up like that. Baneling Nest on the way. Lambo wants to play Ravager Bane. That's very, very good against the Charge Lot Immortal Archon army. It can really do well versus it. As the Immortal Archon count grows, the Storm count grows, not necessarily. Blink DT? What is Astrea doing? Is Astrea doing a Blink DT Charge Lot all-in, guys? Because this feels like he's doing a Blink DT Charge Lot all-in. Now, I've been trolled enough times on the ladder by Maples, a Grandmaster Protoss player, to really, really hate this build, because I've lost to it more times than I feel I should have. It shouldn't be that good. But there's something about, hey, DTs blink on you and just like kill so much so fast, especially if they catch you without detection, my god. And roaches are one of the lowest damage units in the game. Now, on the other hand, if there's banelings there, they could just blow up all those DTs when they blink in. So this could end up being the greatest attack of all time from Astrea or the stupidest. So clench your butts, prepare yourselves. This game's going to be a little silly. No matter what, it's gonna either kill or get crushed, one or the other. Now, he's actually making Archons at home. Oh, so he's actually going to backstab with the DT. So I think he's going to run in, blink on the Spore maybe, or maybe save it to blink out. Maybe just do some damage and then run down here and blink away. +2 attacks on the way. The Overseer comes on in. Seeing no Templar Archives might actually just be kind of like, oh yeah, this is nothing too scary. But 70 drones, a very conservative approach from Lambo. Doesn't want to get caught over droning, and he sees this army. He's going to go forward to meet it. A couple biles going down, just scaring Astrea back. DTs. Okay, second Robo and Robo Bays on the way, guys. Having seen that much Roach Ravager, Astrea's like, yep, I'm going to need balls. Look at that. Oh, he gets 3 queens. Great force field trap. The biles will punish him a little bit. They actually kill an Archon and a few Zealots, and the queens with the mass transfuse staying alive. Wasn't that much range damage to back it up, but the DTs have used their blink to get on in there, guys. They're going to actually just kill a bit of everything. He does get a queen and a few of these roaches. Do we go for the drones or what? I think at this point, yeah, he's going to try and get out of there. I think he can outrun an Overseer. So that's actually really cute, isn't it? He can just run away. He's going to recall those 4 now. Do we see DTs run down the top side and go for the 4th maybe? Oh, Disruptors are on the way. It's Mass Zealot Disruptor. No 4th base just yet for Astrea. So he is trailing a little bit in this one, but Disruptors counter this army exceptionally well. Zealots, though, going to get annihilated by Banelings, and that is a big issue for him. I'd love to see those DTs go backstab. Queen's coming forward. The Void Ray is not going to be able to deal with this. Those Queens surviving, and it's a Queen Ravager Baneling push. He loves his Queen pushes. Those Zealots need to get out of there right now. Run, Zealots, run is all I can say. Oh my god, a giant ball! But his Zealots were still taking some big Baneling hits. Another giant ball! Oh my god, Astrea! And he drops a battery overcharge. That Disruptor gets picked up and saved. Oh my god, Lambo tried to shove for the win. Push in. He said any hole's a goal for this Roach Ravager Bane army, and Astrea said, nuh-uh, buddy. Oh my god, a devastating fight, and that was, wow. I mean, this is, ow. Just deadly play by Astrea. That was an epic move command. GG, good luck. A bit of a miss micro. Lambo hinting at the fact that that was indeed a mistake. He did not intend to do that. I was like, that's oddly decisive. I would have loved to see part of his army come from the left and come from both sides. Check this one out, guys. Oh my god. So Lambo. Oh my god, that first Disruptor was like 14 Banelings. And then look at this other one as well. Oh my god. 10 Roaches go down. And you've got Archon Immortal damage in a choke point. And the Zealot flank. Just absolutely disgusting. Astrea blasting his opponent's head off. GG, well played.